Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me on Barracks, and today I'm going to cover some JP news that just popped because, well, I know a lot of people are going to be very interested to see how the new sniper is and whether or not she's going to be super annoying. Probably yes. We're going to be talking a little bit about the features that are going to be added to the JP side, as well as just some general news on the JP side as well. So kind of just buckle in. So first of all, let's get right into it and talk about the fact that JP will be celebrating its 12 million download campaign. As you can see, that is going to be the next big thing for JP, and there will be a free multi-pull. Of course, 10 free summons, and best of luck to all my fellow Japan side players because, you know what? More free stuff, the better. Continuing on, there's also the monthly logins, which is looking pretty standard. I don't think that there is anything really incredible. There's a couple of attribute and bright source summons for, just the select tickets that you'll also get. Not bad, but do I think it's anything incredible? Probably not. What is nice to see as a continuing trend for anybody who's interested is the fact that it does look like the benefits for, buying Lapis is steadily improving. Just from the fact that, even doing the basic 60 per day is ending up getting you like 6 UR orbs. UR orbs are starting to look like less of a problem, and maybe it can be opened up a little bit to just developing a lot more characters. Either way, it's nice to say the least. And yeah, that is always better that players are getting better value. I really think that mid-level or even really low-level spenders are probably going to, over a long term, make out pretty well from this, provided that they can be a little bit patient. Alright, so yes, there is going to be, of course, the standard kind of stuff that you naturally expect from a update on the JP side. This is something that we've been seeing to do with the fact that there are these kind of new little test banners that you are seeing where you can end up getting UR orbs or multiple tickets. I mean, there's some stuff in here to be had. And Medina is going to be potentially a big thing. Looking towards the month's logins, going to be a lot for our brand new sniper character. That might incentivize people a little bit more to go for her, given the fact that, you are getting monthly shards. She is a story character, so she'll probably be pretty easy to max out for UR. Keep in mind I say that pretty lightly when it comes to this game. Alright, so what is there going to be? Well, we are going to see a couple of banners, because of course there's always banners. The free multi-pull, and then we are also going to see the continuation with this one of going for revival. However, it should be something interesting that there is a 10%. When the summon gauge is maxed, the probability that Nivle, or Niru, or Nivuru, will appear is in the fixed frame is up to 10%. So it looks like they're kind of boosting a little bit, which is good. I mean, while I understand that a lot of people have been really happy to see a guaranteed, pity summon or a pity timer beyond a lot of the banners, I think that overall the rates are pretty bad. So this is pretty nice. Very nice for free-to-players, the fact that you are getting a kind of 10% on the guaranteed one at least. Is it as good as I want it to be? Of course not. But the real challenge in WOTV nowadays seems to be getting the first copy of a character, and after that, given that Whimsy shops now have, guaranteed amounts, it's not necessarily the worst thing. There are also going to be a couple of step-ups that we can look at really quickly. Continuing down, if I can scroll far enough. Here we are. So this one is interesting because it does look like I'm not seeing the paid Lapis. So step 1 through 4 are guaranteed SSR or higher, and step 5 is a guaranteed bonus of 40 extra character shards. So it's not, guaranteeing a character, but it at least giving you something if you are going on the banner, provided that she has the up rate on her, which I do believe will be the case. not necessarily bad if you were going for a free-to-plaer and this was the character that you've saved up for. Another interesting type of banner that will be showing up is a guaranteed UR summon card summon. So you're going to do a 10 multiple. Expect this to be paid lapis, of course, because it's guaranteeing you a UR. But I gotta say, in terms of going on a banner, I mean, if you were missing a ton of summons, this seems really solid. If you are like me and you have most of the summons, it's a pretty easy pass. And continuing on, the last type of banner is going to be this one, my least favorite types. This one includes Lucy. This is basically the all gunner banner, where at the end, I mean, on the way up, you are guaranteed a couple of URs as well. So 3 URs, with a guaranteed gunner UR at the end. Honestly, pretty shaky on this one. My overall opinion of these kind of 3 steps, 6K paid lapis, have been pretty bad just from my results. And given the fact that I have a max Frederica, I know exactly what I get on step 3. But hey, there you go. Alright, so that's it. Moving on, we'll continue on looking at this, which is actually pretty interesting. Looks like there's going to be a 12 million download, which does contain a couple of things. Particularly, as you can see on there, you're going to see a little bit of a special to do with a paid lapis kind of UOC. I'm guessing that that is exactly how this works. But what's interesting is that it is a fragment ticket for 200 fragments of the character of your choice. Now, taking a quick look at the characters, Old is there, Glassy is there, Oldoa is there, Medina, Ketone, Frederica, Mashari, and Ziza. For anybody who is looking for a reason to max out your Ziza, wow, does this seem incredibly generous to get her TMR or Oldoa's TMR. Both TMRs that are incredibly good. 200 tickets is also, or 200 shards off a single UOC is, I mean, provided that it's only 2K paid lapis, that's a lot of value. That's 5 copies of a unit regularly. Think about that. But again, that would be totally up to you. Other than that, the other characters on this list don't seem particularly amazing. Frederica and Ketone are perfectly fine. Glassy is probably the highest profile unit on there. But do I think it's necessarily worth going for? Again, really depends. If you were looking to close out a Ziza summon and you were 200 shards away, damn, does that seem just really, really nice. Like, really, really nice. I do believe there's going to be a couple things with shops and everything, Awakening selective ticket to help with people. And I do believe if I can scroll through this on a screen that you actually can't see right now, so I'm totally not stalling for time. Still not stalling for time. I do believe that I did see mention that there was going to be a couple of new characters added to the Guild Metal Shop Exchange. I want to say that it was Frederica and someone else. But not entirely. I can't find the details about it. Also, my internet's lagging. That makes it really hard to do this. Okay, well, I'll just reload. That's not the reload button. There we go. There's going to be the guild battle for limited that will be held. This is class match, basically. It's not anything super, but it does look like this is going to be the kind of very specific setup. So going to be a combination of male unit limited and female unit limited that will swap each and every day. So I hope that JP players and global players as well are prepared for this kind of thing, because this is going to be coming in the future for globalers as well. Now we get into the part that I actually promised. Sorry, but there was a fair amount of stuff to talk about. So here's the interesting bit, which has to do with the monthly recap, where we get a little bit of information and peek, especially because we're not getting live streams all the time. It seems that if a big live stream is to be announced, you can basically count your lucky stars that it's going to be a collaboration, but if not, then we'll probably just get this monthly thing. So let's take a look. First of all, there's a little bit of an overview to do with our brand new sniper character. It does mention the fact that she has the ability to not only cancel enemies' strengths such as movement, but also she is able of removing strengthening. So I do believe she is capable of dispel at a distance, and she is capable of destroying enemy barriers, which does make her considerably more interesting. You know, if you think about it, Warrior of Light or a lot of other characters enjoy casting buffs on themselves in earlier parts. If she is just flat out removing buffs, that either makes the enemy waste their turn and, rebuff, or otherwise they're going to have to go into the fight being weaker. This could be a very interesting unit for canceling out some stronger units, especially because she's an archer as well. So she has a great amount of distance. And continuing on down the line to talk about this incredible, I mean, honestly, I just really love her design. With Mathematician as well as Black Mage in her kit, I think that this is going to be an amazing farm unit, and more importantly, an incredibly cheap farm unit for those who do not have Idira, so definitely might be a more interesting banner than I originally thought. Alright. So let's take a quick peek and go into what is included on the JP side for the future updates. So this is the mid-September update. And first of all, the first inclusion, and remember that all of these things are subject to change. Ability to specify fate in guild barracks. In other words, before you could only choose up or down to do with guild battles or to raising a unit's fate. Now you can specify the specific value. This is really great because if you've ever used Ziza's TMR before, you know that some units require higher amounts of faith than other units to get a 100% proc rate. So I really like this ability. I think this should have been added sooner, but I'll take it. Also, there's going to be a new UI mark to mark special notices to make it easier for when people can understand. Match battle will be, you have to set the initial placements of each time you battle, but the initial placement you have set will be saved. So it seems like with match battle, you'll be able to have a little bit more ease in how you specifically set stuff up. There it is. And here's a new function, the dressing function of armor. And this is from them direct translation. We will implement a function that can change only the appearance regardless of equipped weapon. We also are planning to prepare items for changing the appearance. We will continue to add opportunities for acquisition. So very interesting point here is the fact that it does look like there is going to be some customizable in terms of visual things. It does make it sound like they will be selling potentially maybe armor skins, maybe weapon skins, but either way, I'm super interested in it if it lowers the cost of characters. Make it so. All right. And last but not least, continuing on, sorry, not last but not least, addition of on and off setting for raid and quick entry. So basically you'll be able to choose whether or not you just want to go specifically to a raid. You'll just giving you more options to how you do that. Also, each time you defeat a normal raid, the gauge will accumulate, and when you accumulate up to the max, a rare raid will appear. So this is really big news, and it means absolutely nothing to all my global viewers, because guess what? You haven't had a rare raid yet. But the problem is that rare raids can often not show up, and it's pretty uneven in terms of people who are playing raids. A lot of people will, you get people who get to level 100 and only have a level 3 of the rare raid, and then you have, lucky people who have level 10 of the rare raid, that only are at level 50 of the normal raids. So this is great news. It does mean that there will be a pity timer for the rare raid as well. Hopefully it's pretty generous, but still improvements are improvements. Repair of the display order and a few other things to do with recommended function will all be in the September update, which is probably going to be happening about mid-month, probably around the 18th, somewhere 15th to 18th. Looking at the schedule, probably it will be whenever JP's next raid finishes, because that's how that works. Now, continuing into future updates, yes, there's a lot to talk about. New function, in-game privilege exchange to monthly play record. So it looks like there's going to be some kind of thing such as earning stamps by satisfying monthly achievements. So such things as completing 50 quests or getting, this function also exchanged the collected stamps for various in-game benefits such as JP acquisition up. So really interesting, the idea that you can potentially, by playing the game, earn some extra benefits to increase your farm rates. Please let item drop rate be in there as well, but it's going to be advantageous to keep people playing the game, and I think that is very good. Special auto battle match implementation, which has to do with an auto battle match, which special rule in which you select 6 units that you have trained, show them to each other, and then select 3 more units to battle. So it seems like it's going to be you choose 6, and then your opponent picks the 3 that they want to fight, and you get to pick the 3 that you want to fight. So that could be a potentially new, interesting way of doing auto battle. Implementation of guild quest. We will implement guild quests that will be done every day. We plan to prepare a guild stone statue dedicated to guild quests. So in other words, there's going to be a brand new guild statue, something else to raise. And another one to next feature, ability to set vision card in the barracks. You can now set a vision card in the barracks. This will allow you to raise the level of your vision card in no time, even if you don't own enough glow eggs or gil. So this is fantastic news for everybody who's playing the game. Just a easier way to raise vision cards. I assume that it will probably have something to do with the guild statue. Guild battle, display of defense status and attack status of opponent's guild. Display of attack and defense log in real time. Change of winning and losing judgment of annihilation draw. So draw changes will be happening. Watching functions performed by a match battle with friends or other users. So you will now be able to spectate other people playing. Transition of modification until raid challenge when raid/raid encounter. So again, a little bit more to do with the fact of how raid challenging now. A little ambiguous, but I assume it has something to do with the fact of stacking and allowing people to choose away from stacking, or to just, go in a little bit easier. UI redesign for display guild name and various rankings, add possession of JP sort to sort unit list, and voice implementation on home screen of units below MR/SSR rarity. Automatically set campaign rewards, friend and guild gift campaign. Refurbishment when using skip tickets. Refurbishment to increase the resonance of summoned beasts. So in other words, if you use skip tickets, it seems like it will be improving those. It will be giving you, I guess, Esper resonance by using skip tickets. So great, awesome. If I've made any mistakes, please note that this translation was done fairly quickly. Okay, but it should be fairly accurate to the ideas. All right, let's go in and read the final section, which I have not done. All right, so let's talk about this. This month, we have started the FF4 collaboration and updated the kits of swimsuits and collected crafts for the armor, which will be a considerable volume internally, but we regret that in the process of some were inconvenient. I think there was something to do. If you think that those are preparing with extraordinary time and effort to win the guild battle, you should announce the detect as soon as possible, the mount and division, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, the first paragraph seems to be, I'm sorry for how difficult the farm was for the month of October. In addition, I feel that there was not enough support for everyone who started anew in content as a whole, and we are currently considering many improvement plans. About fucking time. People who continue for a long time often point out the severity of unit development, and I would like to do something about this. We are considering making preparations so that both can be notified to everyone as soon as possible. Interesting. And finally, I tell you that there is something big in the schedule for this year. First of all, we are planning to restart the limited time guild battle with a brush up in September. In addition, we have various additional content, so please wait for a while. That's so Square Enix. Anyway, we are planning a Halloween-related campaign in October and considering new events. And above all, in November, the FFB will celebrate its first anniversary. We are considering various devices for the first anniversary. Some of them will be available next month. So in other words, the first year anniversary for the JP side will be starting next month by the sounds of it. Sometime probably in the middle. We hope to have a great first anniversary with like no other in the past. There have been no other in the past for this game. Okay, that's just really funny. We are preparing a bit of different content, so please look forward to it. So overall, I think that this is pretty interesting. The fact that there is a little bit of notification about the fact that new users are not being super welcomed into the game. And as you can tell by the fact that this video has ran over 20 minutes, there are a lot more improvements on the docket for the next foreseeable amount of the future. There was one other thing that I do remember seeing somewhere in this list, which was the fact that recently Globalers have gotten a kind of benefit for playing basically a kind of new easy way to get Medina directly from the start, which has a bunch of, like, you just do a bunch of basic quests and you develop a Shadow Lynx and you get Medina and a whole bunch of shards to get her up into a decent level so that you can play the game pretty easy, which is great. Medina is a fantastic amount of powerful farming for any new player. Well, guess what? That will be coming to the JP side, an announcement that I hope you can get, but highlight is a panel type challenge mission. If you clear the 5th card, everyone can get a UR of Medina. If you don't have, or if you have Medina already, you will just get her shards. This is what I wanted. I wanted to see this kind of stuff not only implemented on the global side, but on the JP side. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of great stuff in the future, and I think I'm done talking finally. So yeah, tell me in the comments, are you excited for any specific of the 10,000 features and 10,000 things? But either way, who's hyped for Halloween units, baby? Bring them on. Let's get us, I don't know. I guess I gotta pick a character, right? Alright, so to end this video, here are my 3 ideas for Halloween units. If you don't like them, nah. First of all, I think we need a zombie Lorila. This has nothing to do with a story or a side story, but it does have to do with the fact that I would just like to see her get a little more recognition and maybe a UR version because she's one of my favorites. And a zombie costume or a zombie Halloween thing, sure, whatever. Make it happen. Alright, next up, I think it's time that everyone's favorite base SR girl gets a little more love, and she definitely feels like the kind of girl that would do really well with a Halloween costume. So let's make it happen. Let's just get some of these lower tier characters up into UR form, and honestly, she's adorable, she's fantastic, she's super popular. It's an easy slam dunk. And the last one that I am going to recommend, and I am going to make this recommendation for my guild leader. Alright. If I can remember what tier he's in. Oh yes. For Halloween, my 3rd and final pick for a unit to get a Halloween unit is Zazen. And I don't even think I think that the costume is super obvious. Werewolf. Make him a fist user. Make him the most powerful water fist user right before Tifa comes out. Let's go. Come on. Come on. The claws, you gotta see it. Alright. So anyway, that's basically it. Lots of good stuff. Happy to see them doing these producer letters because it does alleviate some of the stress. But seriously, you better make good on the fact that you're really going to make farm content way easier. Because it's just farm. And make difficult content to the side. Let's start the trials. Alright, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. See you next time.